from Music City, USA. Welcome to the Ultimate Sports Media YouTube channel. And tonight, there's NHL action from Bridgestone Arena in Nashville, Tennessee. It's a crucial Western Conference clash between the Seattle Kraken and the Nashville Predators. Welcome into the broadcast, everybody. My name is Jaric Rubel, and this game tonight carries major implications for the playoffs on both sides, as a regulation win tonight for the Nashville Predators could tie them for the final playoff spot out west. At the time of the win, the Kings and the Sharks do play later tonight. A win for Seattle can draw them within 3 points for the third spot in the Pacific, which is currently held by Vegas. They'll take on the Utah Mammoth later tonight. And for those Seattle Kraken, tonight marks the beginning of what could be a defining stretch of their season. It's a 6-game road trip that awaits, and it's not exactly a friendly one, as every opponent that they're going to face is either in a playoff spot or right on the cusp of one. And that's where Seattle finds itself as well. The Kraken enter play tonight holding on to the final playoff spot in the Western Conference, but the margin is razor thin. Teams are stacked tightly behind them, including Nashville, and every single point from here on out could make the difference between extending their season or heading home early. Seattle's form since the Olympic break, it's been pretty inconsistent, and that's putting it lightly. Despite spending the bulk of their recent schedule on home ice, they've struggled to string together results. Their latest outing was a 6-2 loss to the Tampa Bay Lightning, and it's a frustrating example of how things have gone. Costly turnovers, defensive breakdowns, and missed assignments quickly turned into a competitive game that slipped away. Still, though, there have been some bright spots. Newly acquired forward Bobby McMann has made an immediate impact since arriving from the Toronto Maple Leafs to here in Seattle. He's produced at a high level in a short span. He's got 4 goals and 2 assists in just 3 games. And alongside him, Jordan Eberle continues to be a steady offensive presence. He's got 5 assists in his last 5 games as Seattle continues to look for answers down the stretch. Meanwhile, the Nashville Predators, they return home knowing they're right in the thick of this same fight. Nashville's wrapped up a solid road trip where they managed to collect points in more than half their games, and now they'll look to take advantage of a favorable stretch ahead with 5 of their next 6 games on home ice, and this is where teams can make their move, and the Predators know that. And it isn't just this homestand where the damage can be done. The Predators also have 2 games remaining against the Los Angeles Kings, whom they're chasing, and 3 against the San Jose Sharks after this homestand, or I should say not fully after this homestand, as the Sharks are during this homestand, but they also play them twice after the homestand as well. And both of those teams are neck and neck with the Preds for the final playoff spot out west, along with the Seattle Kraken. And the Preds have showed they could handle Seattle. They earned a win over the Kraken earlier this month. It was just last week. It was a standout performance from goaltender UC Saros, who turned aside 43 shots in that contest. And Saros has continued to be the backbone of this team, giving Nashville a chance to win night in and night out. But just 25 minutes ago, it came out that Saros is dealing with an upper body injury. He is not going to go tonight for the Predators. It'll be Justus Annunen getting the start between the pipes for the team in gold and navy blue. And also up front for the Preds, contributions are coming from a mix of veterans as well as young talent, as the rookie Matthew Wood, he's been making his presence felt. He's got 3 goals over his last 5 games, while experienced leaders like Ryan O'Reilly has 11 points in his last 15 games, and he continues to guide a group that's been through its share of ups and downs this season. And that's the story of both of these teams. It hasn't been perfect and it hasn't been smooth, but they're still here, they're still fighting, and they're still very much alive in this playoff race. So tonight, it's desperation, urgency, and opportunity all rolled together as these 2 teams are chasing the same goal, knowing that the stakes couldn't be any higher. It's the Kraken and the Predators one last time in this regular season. It's coming up next. Stay with me and I'll go over tonight's starting goaltenders. We know Annunen's one of them. We'll find out who goes for the Kraken, and then the puck will be dropped here in Smashville. You're listening to an NHL Watchalong with Jaric Rubel, and it's right here on the Ultimate Sports Media page on YouTube. welcome back inside Bridgestone Arena here in Nashville as it's time for face-off between the Nashville Predators and the Seattle Kraken. My name is Jaric Rubel. Glad you're with me here on a Thursday night in the midst of all the March Madness, as there are currently games going on right now with Matthew Owens on the page as well. He's got North Carolina and a VCU. He'll also round out tonight with Illinois and Penn State before tackling 4 more games tomorrow. Virginia versus Wright State, Miami taking on Tennessee, and then UCLA taking on a UCF, and then a nightcap as well between UConn and Furman. So a bunch of March Madness going on, but in the middle of it, we got a hockey game to care about out west, an important Western Conference wildcard battle between the Kraken and the Predators. Let's take a look at tonight's starting goalies. Justus Anninen's going to go for the Preds since Saros is hurt with an upper body injury. 6-9-2 on the year for Anninen, a 3.10 goals against average, and an .890 save percentage. For the Kraken, Joey Decords at the other end in goal for Seattle, 19-16-5 on his campaign, a 2.89 goals against average, and a save percentage of .902. So we're set for face-off here in Smashville. The Kraken in their road white uniforms with the navy blue pants, the white buckets, the lettering in navy blue, same with the numbering highlighted in light blue like the sky outdoors. The Predators with their yellow helmets and a yellow jerseys with blue pants with navy blue lettering outlined in light yellow, unlike the gold they have on their uniforms. So off the draw at center, it's going to be won by O'Reilly against Beniers. The Preds control as they attack left to right in this first period. The Kraken going right to left. Enjoy this hockey game. From Tennessee, Jaric Rubel again with you on the Ultimate Sports Radio, or Ultimate Sports Media channel here on YouTube, as we've rebranded a couple of times now. So if you're new to the channel, don't be shy to hit the subscribe button and help us get back to where we were. As around the goal comes the Kraken. Here is Beniers playing it around to the far point. It pinballs back in front. O'Reilly tries to clear for the Predators. It'll come in possession of Stamkos for Nashville, and he sends it out this way in neutral ice up the right wing for Josi to send in, and he'll head to change. 45 seconds into this game from Bridgestone Arena as the Kraken flip a puck out the center. It'll be controlled by Nick Hague, his first season here in Nashville, being brought over from Vegas in the offseason, won the 2023 Stanley Cup out in Sin City, as now he and the Predators have iced the puck 57 seconds in, and a face-off coming back down to our left in the O-zone for the Kraken. And here's how the Kraken align in this game. The top line of Beniers between Eberle and McMahon. Stevenson on line 2 centering McCann and Gaudreau. Then Shane Wright on line 3 between Catton and Kakko. Line 4, Myers between Winterton and Melanson. D pairings are done with Larson, Lindgren with Montour, and Alexiak with Evans. Kraken win a draw to the right of Anninen, but too cleanly, as Ryan Lindgren has to reset out at center near his own blue line. Goes across to Montour, played it up the far right wing. It'll be tipped into the zone now by Catton, as it'll be grabbed back, though, by Nashville. And out the center on the right side is Perbix. He went rink wide with a pass. That misfired, but it won't be icing as Matthew Wood's in there first. So he's taken to the boards by Lindgren. Puck picked up Forsberg out of the far corner. Put it in the slot in the skates of Marcia Show. Now it's kicked along and out to center by the Seattle Kraken, as now the Preds will reset here at center ice. So in neutral ice, in front of the penalty boxes, Nick Hague will snap one in. It'll go around the Seattle goal, in behind Leheroux's on it. Played it back up the near right wing. Trying to get on it for Nashville with a shot was put on net. That came off the stick there at Tyson Yost, but Joey Decord able to get there for his first stop of the game. And now a little bit of words being tossed around from Montour and Leheroux, as they'll go their separate ways here with just about 2 minutes gone by in period number 1. Here's how the Preds line up tonight in Nashville. O'Reilly on the top line with Stamkos and Evangelista. Matthew Wood between Forsberg and Marcia Show. Eric Halla with Leheroux and Yost. Then fourth line of Svechkov with Schaefer and Wiesblatt. D pairings are Shea with Josi, Hague with Perbix, and a Barron with Ufko. Face off to the left of Joey Decord, pulled out by the Kraken as their fourth line clears to center. The Preds, though, steer it back in from between the benches. Riker Evans happens. Hit hard by Leheru in the far corner down to our right. Preds trying to keep the puck in the zone. They cannot, as Seattle's able to force it out to neutral ice, and Yost, having trouble with it, is able to get it back deep, as now the Kraken will turn back in their own zone as Ben Myers plays it up the near left wing. His pass intended for Melanson went all the way down beneath the Predator goal line. No icing, as Svechkov turned it up the right wing boards for Schaefer. Schaefer goes to the far side between the benches. Yossi turned it in for Svechkov. He's able to squeeze by to the far left side. He pulls up in the corner. Now skating from low to high, played it up to Yossi. This way, Ufko, his wrister got blocked in front to the far circle. Follow-up try that came from the far wall, got blocked in behind. Now on the near side, down to our right, picking up a loose puck is the ex-Predator. Freddie Goodrow scored a big goal in the Stanley Cup Final in this building 9 years ago against the Pittsburgh Penguins. I'll never forget it, as Doc Emmerich, one of the great commentators, probably the best of all time in the National Hockey League. Just remember, everyone in the lower bowl was standing, and then Goodrow, right off of a goal that made it 3-1 Preds, immediately made it 4-1 Nashville. And that was an electric game and an electric series overall that Nashville succumbed to in 6 games in their only Stanley Cup final they've participated in. As now a pass across in their defensive zone finds Montour, and his shot there was fought off by Annunen, and it goes out of play. As Brandon Montour, speaking of Stanley Cups, a 2024 Stanley Cup champion with the Florida Panthers, had a good scoring opportunity from the far right wing that Annunen was able to fight off. So the Kraken here in this game holding the final wild card spot out west. They succumbed to the Lightning 6-2 in their last game back on Tuesday, as tonight marks the third and final meeting between these two teams. The season series currently split at a win apiece. Kraken won 4-1 on New Year's Day, and then the Predators won 4-2 just last week out in Seattle. Off the draw, the Kraken control to the right of Annunen, played in behind, and it'll be collected now out of the far corner by Eberle. Eberle skating from low to high on the far right wing, drew a penalty and now just let it go right to Yossi. And the penalty whistle goes, and the first power play of the game belongs to the Seattle Kraken. So it'll be Nick Hague going to the box for the Predators, as not quite sure what the call is officially yet. We get a look at the replay here, and it looks like he's going to get called for a hook, and that's what's going to send the Kraken to the power play. So their power play this year, 15th in the NHL. The Predators PK, 12th in the league. They're 4th on home ice, 83.2% here at Bridgestone Arena. Face off to Annunen's right. Stevenson gets tied up off the draw with O'Reilly, and it's going to be controlled by the Predators, as Shea in the near corner of his own zone ends up having it get taken away by McCann, but his pass out to the left point for Dunn escapes the zone, and now Seattle has to reset. All power plays on this channel are powered by Ultimate Sports Media. Subscribe to this very YouTube channel to catch all of our live streams for future watch-along action. Now the Kraken trying to get set up here in the Predator zone down to our left. McCann will ring a puck around to the far side that Stevenson's not able to get to. So once again, Seattle resetting in neutral ice. Trying to enter on the left wing was McCann, but it got stripped away and sent back down the ice. Hall is going to get to it first, so DeCourt has to be wary of him as he tried to bank it in off the side of the net. Nothing doing there, though, for the Predators shorthanded, as the Predators have 5 shorthanded goals scored this year, as 2 of them have come from Ryan O'Reilly, who now starts to make his way out onto the ice for the Predators, as there's under a minute left for the Seattle power play. On the left wing side, Bobby McMahon can't get into the zone. It's sent back the other way, as now Montour will get back in his own end, takes a look at the clock, sees he has under 50 seconds now to work with, as he works it now to the logo at center. Dropped it off on the push-back entry to Berkeley Catton, played it across to the zone, and a pass back to him, couldn't connect, as now he gets taken down along the near wing by Justin Barron cleanly. 2-man battle for it now along the near left side. Squirts up to the point. Here's Montour playing it to McMahon. Now down low, Kakko played it back up to Montour at the left point. 22 to go on the power play, as a pass now comes back to Montour straight away. Send it to the near circle. Out of the reach, though, of Catton. Yossi will get it. And down the ice it goes once again, courtesy of the Nashville Predators. 10 seconds left on the power play for Seattle. Montour just risks it in from the red line in front of the penalty boxes. The Preds play right on their own net, as Annunen just had to take a whistle after Ozzy Wiesblatt put it right off his own goaltender. And now with 3 seconds left on this Seattle power play, they'll get one more offensive zone chance to work with. So Annunen here just had to be alert to his left. You never know what might come your way, as the pass was intended for Brady Shea in behind the goal line, but it went right on goal. And Annunen had to stop a shot from his own winger. So now he watches a face-off to his left with 14:29 to go in a scoreless first period. And 3 seconds left on the Seattle power play. And the Kraken control off the draw on the far wing, though. Perbix does a good job to take Myers out of the play and get the puck as far as center. Penalty time's up now for Nashville. We're back to full and equal strength. So the Kraken snap it back in. Around the goal, it goes to the far wall. It'll be picked up in behind in the trapezoid by Forsberg, as now Forsberg will work up on the far left wing to center for Nashville. Played it ahead to Matthew Wood, or I should say pivoting with it on the other end is Tyson Yost, is at 17, not 71, as he controls on the far left wing. Up high it goes to the near circle. Shea one-timer, shut down by Decord, had room on the 5-hole, closed the wickets. Shea again, back up top, goes across one-timer, they score! A rocket put on net by Ufko, and his first 2 career NHL goals come against this Kraken team. So good puck movement on the perimeter here from the Predators, as Brady Shea got his own rebound from the shot from the near right wing circle that went off the pads at the cord, cycled it back up high, and waiting at the far left point was Ryan Ufko, who let a shot go off the top of the glove of Joey Decord, and his second career NHL goal has the Predators up 1-0 here on home ice. So over 6 minutes gone by now as we resume play, as the Preds control after the ensuing faceoff. It's dumped back into Seattle ice now with the top line on the ice for Nashville. They have to reset though in neutral, as it'll be played back in on the near wing. Stamkos wants a second, and a shot goes just wide to the short side. There is room upstairs. Now it's kept in near side. Here's Yossi, a shot blocked in front by his own man Evangelista. Rebound to the near corner. Played around now at the circle. Getting his stick lifted was Evangelista. It did come to the blue line though, as Shea plays it to the far corner down to our right. Eberle having trouble with it now as O'Reilly poked it off of his blade. Came behind the Kraken net for Lindgren to play up the near side. Came up the wall, doesn't get out quite yet. Barron almost kept it, but he lost his balance, which allowed Beniers to take over. And now he plays it back in his own zone for the Kraken to make a change. So 1-0 Nashville, courtesy Ryan Ufko. And when scoring first, the Predators this year 14-5-4, as the Kraken come back in on the near left wing with a shot over the Predator line that went wide to the glove side and back up the far side out through neutral. And now here comes the Predators' second line. Here's Matthew Wood into the far corner of the Kraken zone. Played it up between the circles for Haig, blocked in the slot, came to Marshall, show a shot, and it got in a piece of it was Decord, as the crowd buzzed for that one, as they all rose to from their seats down to our right, but it didn't beat the Kraken goaltender. Matthew Wood on the re-entry on the near wing, couldn't clean it fieldly over the line, as now it's sent back into Kraken ice for Alexiak to wait with it as his team makes changes, as the Kraken down 1-0 this season are 8-18-6 when giving up that first goal. Those are the numbers when the first goal is scored between these two teams. On the near right side, Tyson Yost gets a puck as far as the red line for the Predators. Came back to him now near the Kraken blue, but Haula couldn't even grab it, as it's played back by Adam Larson. As now he'll go D to Dunn up the left wing. Nice pass to Catton over the Predator line. Trying a short side shot that went off the side of the net. Came to the near left wing circle, and it's going to be carried out now up the near side by the Predators down to our right. It'll be punched in by Yost. Behind the Kraken goal it'll go. Vince Dunn will get on it first as the Preds are changing, as he has plenty of space to work with 11:18 to go in this first period. At center, the Kraken's Adam Larson wrists one in. Goes down to the near corner to our left. Around the goal it comes, far wing it's Shea. Up the wing it goes, and now it's sent into the Kraken zone. Is pulling up on the far wing is Schaefer. Reed Schaefer played it on that off the post and scrambled around and came back in behind as the Predators here almost had another as Shea now from the blue line played it to the near circle. Yossi played it back to Shea. Far point. Rister got blocked by Wiesblatt, his own player, to the far corner. He got it up back to Shea. Far circle. Trying to cut to the slot with it is a player for Nashville as a shot there rode off the glass and out of play as that was Reed Schaefer out there with the shot. As these gold jerseys for Nashville are a miserable thing to try and read these numbers on a monitor. But that fourth line for Nashville almost made it 2-0 here on home ice over the Kraken as Nashville up 1-0 here near the halfway point of the first period. Lead the Kraken. Nothing Nashville here on the goal by Ryan Ufko, his second career NHL goal, second career goal against the Kraken as well, as he's up to 5 points here in his first 7 games in his National Hockey League career, as he's off to a rip-roaring start here for the Nashville Predators on the back end, as he's ripped a one-timer past Joey Decord's glove side for the 1-0 tally. So Jaric Rubel again, glad you're with me here for this game on the Ultimate Sports Media YouTube channel, as both of these teams jockeying for Western Conference playoff positioning. So there's 10:30 to go in this first period as the Predators down to our left sit behind their cage with the puck on Brady Shea's blade. Now, Brady Shea signed a 6-year deal here a couple of years ago, leaving Carolina and the Hurricanes to come play for the Predators. As he played it up the near right wing side for Evangelista, he couldn't get past Bobby McMahon, as now the Kraken top lines up on the far right wing through center. Here's Beniers over the Predator line in the slot with a shot gloved out of the air by Annunen. As he flashes some leather, Beniers grimaces, can't believe he couldn't score that one, as the goaltender for Nashville keeps his team in front with that glove save. 10:01 remaining in this opening period as Philip Forsberg with that assist on that goal for Ryan Ufko now continues what's been a great run for him, as he now has 23 points in his last 22 games. That's 13 goals and 10 assists for Forsberg, who's been great here for Nashville as always. This season, he sits 1 goal away from 30. He could join Steven Stamkos as the second 30-goal scorer on the Preds this year. They lose a D-zone draw. Quick shot towards Annunen, blockered away there off the stick of McCann, who now controls on the far boards. Tried to play it through the slot. It went off a cat and stick to the near side. Ufko cleared it up the boards, not out, as now it'll get out to center on a second attempt by Perbix, and Nashville's into the Kraken zone near wing. Yost a shot, blockered away by Decord to the far wall. Came up to the far point for Perbix. Slid it this way to Yost along at the near circle. Surveys his options. Now lurks up high. Now creeps to the slot. His shot missed to the far post. Came off the far wing to Perbix. Up high, Ufko. Back to Perbix on the far wall. Pass went into the skates and now found McMahon as he's out to center. as he now goes far wing into the Predators zone for Riker Evans. Evans pulls up in the corner, played it through the slot onto the near circle. A one-timer by Cattens fought off by Annan, and he wasn't sure he had it as that puck bounced off the near boards, and from the circle, it was just rifled on by Berkeley Catton. But the Nashville goaltender Annan comes up with another good save in this first period. Ufko from behind his own net played it up on the far wing through center for Forsberg. Forsberg driving, putting it through the paint, couldn't connect with Matthew Wood as it came up now to the right point. Barron in the slot. Forsberg shot one there off the end boards as I couldn't tell if he was looking for a tip on the drive-by by Matthew Wood or if he was trying to go glove side on Decord, as that was a very low shot as it rode the ice all the way to the end boards. Back in comes the Forsberg line. Wood far circle. His shot got blocked by Decord out of play. With 8:30 remaining in period number 1, still 1-0 Nashville on the goal by Ryan Ufko, his second career National Hockey League goal. Back here in Bridgestone Arena with 8:30 to go in the game's opening period. My name is Jaric Rubel. Glad you're with me here on the Ultimate Sports Media YouTube channel. I know there's a lot of basketball going on at the moment, so thank you for choosing hockey instead. So the Preds here up 1-0 on home ice over the Seattle Kraken. Ryan Ufko with the goal, his second career NHL goal, has it where we're at right now. Face off here to the right of Joey Decord will be between Freddie Gaudreau for the Seattle Kraken, and having to step in now for the Nashville Predators will be Reed Schaefer. So now off the draw, Schaefer's able to pull it back. The Preds will control out near the blue line. It's set now on the near side for Haig to play out his backhand around the goal. Came to the far corner. Wiesblatt touch pass to Svechkov. Came up to the blue line. Barron. His shot went off a leg in front. Down in the slot it goes. Larson clears to the far wing. Out the center comes Stevenson. Chipped it in past Barron. He goes after it far corner. Down to our left it is. Around the goal it comes to the near side now. Going to be played ahead by Barron. Not out on the right side. Now it's going to be carried out by Wiesblatt. Nice stretch pass up ahead for Schaefer over the right wing into the Kraken zone. Pulls up now and looks for the man on net. Is a shot there. Save made by Decord. Rebound put on net by Svechkov, and a left toe save there by Decord. And somehow he has a position to cover this puck as he sprawled out on his left side. As now a little bit of extracurriculars going on as well as Ozzy Wiesblatt not afraid to get pesty going at it with Freddie Gaudreau. We'll get a look at these saves here by Decord. As the shot came out and was tipped by Schaefer, and his backhand went off the glove of Decord, and then Haig from behind the goal line tried to stuff it in, but it got wedged between the left arm and the left leg there of Joey Decord. So 7:49 to go with that whistle as the Preds get some changes. Offensive zone draw now as the top line on the ice. Stamkos going to get tossed out of this draw for O'Reilly, as Ryan O'Reilly will step in, winning at 55% on the year against Matty Beniers, who's under 50%. And it came to Stamkos, but he poked it behind the Kraken goal. That allowed the Kraken to play it up, but not out, and a shot towards the net that came from Shea got poked out by Decord, and now on the far side, Beniers will get it out the center. On the logo, it is Eberle, the Kraken captain, trying to get over the Predator line, got met by Roman Josi, the Predator captain, and now Nashville takes back over. Josi along the near wall by the penalty boxes, chips it off the glass down to our right in the near corner of the Kraken zone. Montour can't get there first, Evangelista will. Got played away from the puck, though, by Ryan Lindgren, as now it rolls past a man at center. That's Shea. Up the far wings, McMahon. He's in with a shot, and a right pad save by Annunen. Rebound by Montour. Couldn't get it on the target. On the near side, though, McMahon rings it back around the goal. Eberle in front. Couldn't connect with Shane Wright as it pinballs free and behind. As unable to get there was Annunen, who did want to get a glove on it, but it just rolled past him. On the near side to his right in the near corner, Josi takes a man down. Came around the goal to the far side. The Kraken still possess. Montour straight away. Catton to the far circle. Here's McCann, the slot. Right a shot, and that missed to the blocker side there of Annunen. And now it comes back to center. The Preds will get it out. They're able to change. Under 6.5 remain now in a period one. On the reset, a bad stretch pass now comes up the near side, and Forsberg's able to get it in, but the shot was him. But Decord comes up with the save there as Forsberg just kind of laughs at Riker Evans. As now those two separate, as the Kraken here had a bad transition into the Predator zone as they got cut off at the blue line, and Forsberg was free on the near side as a pass was just shoveled up to him by Nick Perbix, and he almost was able to go glove side high on Decord, but the Kraken netminder had other ideas. 9 shots in this first period now for the Preds, the Kraken with 7. 6:28 remaining in the opening frame. Face off to the left of Joey Decord in the face-off circle down to our right. Stevenson against Wood for this draw. Wood wins it clean for the Preds. To the back, it's Ufko. Near wall, here's Marshall. Show a shot, blockered away by Decord. Punched up through the slot. Gathered now by Gaudreau. As now Ufko takes possession back for the Predators. And it'll be turned right back into the Nashville zone with a bad pass. So Perbix gets back on it with 6:08 remaining in this opening frame. Perbix, the ex-Tampa Bay Lightning defenseman, up the near wall with it. It's tipped into the Kraken zone. Wood trying to get after it. It's taken away from him by Gaudreau. So he played it on his backhand to the logo. It's deflected back to him from Kakko. Now to the far side right wing, it's Stevenson in. Ufko defending nicely on him. Takes him out of the play into the far corner boards. Now the puck scores to the slot. And then here's Stevenson to come up with that. Played it up to the left point. Done. Across it goes now to Larson. His shot right into the gut of Annunen as he'll swallow that up with 5:38 to go in the first period. Still 1-0 Nashville on the goal by Ryan Ufko. Back with you here on the Ultimate Sports Media YouTube channel. Jaric Rubel here with you on a Thursday night from Nashville. And these Predators up 1-0 came away with a big win on Tuesday on the road in Winnipeg as Haula, Forsberg, and Matthew Wood all score. And then it took a shootout where Ryan O'Reilly then scored the winner as the Preds picked up 5 of a possible 8 points on a 4-game road trip. And Haula able to open the scoring in Winnipeg on the power play. Forsberg got his 29th of the year. And Matthew Wood as well, striking for the 15th time this season. They surrendered a late tying goal to the Jets as Jonathan Toews even did at 3. But they end up coming away with the 2 points against the Jets, and that's a big 2 points as the Jets are in this as well. They're just 4 points back of the Seattle Kraken and 2 points of the Nashville Predators. They're down 2-0 at the moment in Boston in a cross-conference matchup, as the Preds here in this one are able to win a draw to the left of their goalie Annunen, and they flip a puck back to center, but the Kraken right back in with it as Yanni Newman squeezed out of the play by Haig on the near side. Puck now free up the boards for Leheru as he'll sling it into Seattle ice. Won't go far enough for icing, so Alexiak has to play it. Has trouble with it. Almost taken away. Now is by Haula. Near circle. Backhander on that. Fought off the court. Squirted back through the slot. On its Haig. Shoveled it now back down low on his backhand. Haula touched it behind for Yost. Yost now protecting on Ben Myers out of the far corner down to our right. Launched it back behind to the trapezoid, but only a Kraken player's there. That's Riker Evans. As now Seattle with under 5 minutes to go in the first is out to center. It'll be snapped in by Myers. The fourth line heads to change. The top line heads over the boards for Lane Lambert's team as the Kraken in the O-zone. Eberle had it bounce off his helmet. Can't find it. Came behind the goal for Schaefer and the Preds to sling out through center. This will go for an icing, though, as it'll be touched here with 4:32 remaining in the first period. An O-zone draw coming up for the Seattle Kraken. So the Seattle Kraken this season, it's been interesting for them throughout the course of the regular season because they're beating the teams that they should beat, but it's been a struggle against the upper echelon teams, and they have a lot of them coming up here down the stretch if they want to make the playoffs. I don't believe that they have even 10 wins this year against teams that are well into a playoff spot, meaning they're a top 3 team in their respective division, and they're going to see a lot of that at the moment, including Columbus, who might not be that, but they are the hottest team in the NHL since Rick Bowness took over. So Kraken, tough sledding ahead. They got Columbus, they got Tampa, they got Florida all coming up on this road trip. So they head through center on the left wing into Predator ice, but Lindgren had it taken away, and now Shea takes over at the Preds blue line, as now Wiesblatt will launch it down the ice. This is going to end up being icing again on Nashville, as the whistle will end up going with 4:04 now remaining in period number 1. So I was scheduled on Saturday to bring you guys the Sabres and the Kings, but that unfortunately is no longer going to happen. So in replacement, since I have not brought you guys an LA Kings game this year, it'll be April 1st as they will host the St. Louis Blues in a big matchup in the Western Conference. If the Blues could keep gathering points in the Western Conference, as they're not out of it either. So we'll bring that to you on April 1st. The Kraken here trying to tie this game up. McCann had a try from the far right wing circle that Annunen stopped. He's been good in this first period, stopping all 9 shots he's seen, as the Kraken rotating around here in the Predator zone, trying to get another shot on net, but they're tied up on the near left wing boards at the moment, as a good takeaway here by Schaefer played it down low, but Shea unable to get to it first for Nashville, as Wright's able to keep possession for the Kraken. Now it's poked off his blade. It came right to Yossi in the Preds defensive zone as he plays it up the far wall out through center. This might go for icing. It's going to, as now Dunn gets the whistle with 3:24 to go in the first. He could tell that that's even a interesting moment here in this game, as they know the Predators are reeling here, and an opportunity with tired legs for the Kraken to capitalize here against a tired Predator team. So 3:24 remaining in this opening period, as 13 shots to 9 are the count in favor of the Predators. Good crowd here at Bridgestone Arena, as they're filling the barn up here, as I'm sure Cell Block 303's been rocking, where you hear all the creative chants in Nashville comes from those guys, as the Preds lose a D-zone draw here. Lindgren tried a shot for the Kraken that whistled over the goal of Sorrow, or I should say of Annunen. Now it came up to the blue line where Montour tried a shot that went off a leg. Back into Kraken possession it goes, but now a snap pass came to Wiesblatt. And finally, The Preds are able to send it down the ice without a result of an icing happening, and now the Kraken must try and get out of their own end. They do, as it was played up just out of the blue line barely. I thought Evangelista kept it, but the linesman blew the play dead for an offsides. So with 2:55 to go in the first, we get another whistle. The linesman, by the way, in this game, Brad Kovacic with Killian McNamara, and then the referee, Jean Hebert with John McIsaac. Jean Hebert tends to call a lot of penalties in his games. We've only seen one so far here tonight. We'll see if that starts picking up throughout the course of this hockey game. So face-off here, won by the Preds in neutral ice in front of the benches. They snap it down to the far corner, down to our right. Now the Kraken are going to send it down. No icing here, says the linesman. So Annanen's going to play it. Stuck it a little too hard around his goal. Came to Beniers near circle, and his one-timer from one knee was shut down by Annanen, who makes his 10th save here of the first period. So 2:36 remaining after that whistle. The Kraken, an ozone draw coming up here. We're approaching the waning moments here of this opening period. The top line here of Beniers, McMahon, and Eberle talk things over. As with a goal and an assist in Seattle's 6-2 victory over Florida on Sunday, Bobby McMahon became the first Kraken player to record multiple points in each of their first two games, as that line comes through with the face-off win here. And it's played around to the far corner in the Nashville zone down to our left. Eberle played it behind the goal. Perbix got his stick lifted by McMahon. They're tied up together down to our left in the near corner. Trying to bring it out is McMahon. He overskated the puck now as it's tied up still between Stamkos and Beniers, and now squirts out on top of the paint to be lifted out by O'Reilly. Evangelista, right wing side over the Kraken line. Got it to the corner for Stamkos, shielding with one hand on his stick. Protecting against Beniers. Fought him off nicely. To the point it goes on a deflected pass. Shot towards the net. Goes to the far corner off of Adam Larsson's skate. Back behind the Kraken net, Beniers comes up with it. He looks for a lane out. Left wing finds McMahon. He'll snap it in at the end of a shift. It'll roll around the Predator goal to the far wing. And now Philip Forsberg with it. Starts to rush ahead with 100 seconds remaining. Touched far left wing. Into the zone come the Predators. Left now, Forsberg can't grab it. Goodrow knocks him away. As now on the far side in the Kraken zone, Forsberg trying to get it back, but Riker Evans and Chandler Stevenson play it away from him, and across the red line it's carried by Goodrow, dropped at the blue line for Kakko, in the slot Stevenson, backdoor score! What a passing play by the Kraken as Stevenson sets up Freddie Goodrow backdoor, and this game's tied at 1. So Freddie Goodrow scores against his former team, his 5th goal of the season, as a nice play by the Kraken. Kakko from the far point in front of the Kraken bench on a drop pass by Goodrow, sent it to the near circle for Stevenson, who was able to play it between the legs of Brady Shea and Roman Josi, and had Goodrow on the back door with no chance on the glove side for Justus Annanen to get that one. And Stevenson to Goodrow on a pretty passing play for Freddie Hockey's 5th of the season. So 1-1 our score now in Nashville with 75 seconds remaining in the opening period. Alexiak ahead for McCann to tip it into the Predator zone. And the Kraken try and get back to work, but they'll head back to center instead. As Forsberg backhanded one over the logo for Nashville. It'll be cycled back, though, by Seattle. It's now with under a minute to go in the first period. It'll be tipped back into Predator ice by Shane Wright. On the far wall, it'll be taken away by Perbix, who tried to play it. It's grabbed by Catton, driving to the goal. Save made there by Annanen. As a good play by Berkeley. Catton driving to the net. Just couldn't get it under the blocker of Annanen. 12th shot on goal here of the period now for the Kraken. 13 for the Predators. So for a lot of whistles, it feels like there's been a lot of shots on net. As I guess there's been a lot of covers, you could say, by these netminders, as they're not afraid to freeze the puck. As with an ozone draw coming up here for the Kraken, it'll be to the left of the Predator goaltender Justus Annanen. As now the Howler line steps on the boards for Nashville with Leheru and Yost. They win a draw against Beniers, Eberle, and McMahon, but it's going to be taken away on the near side by Eberle against Yost. He shot one off the side of the net. Now that's going to propel Yost through neutral ice. He's going to get one over the Kraken line across, and Leheru's shot shut down by Decor with the blocker. Now on the far wall, back through center comes Eberle. Near circle, here's McMahon's shot, and it goes off the glove of Annanen. End to end we go as the Predators are heading now to the right side. Up the boards, pass for Yost is in front of him off the blade of Yossi, as now it rolls around the goal to the far point. Yossi will keep it. Final 10 of the period. Yossi shooting, deflected over the crossbar. It goes out of the near corner. It's grabbed by Yost. Up top in the final four. Barron a shot deflected out of play, and that will end the period, it looks like the officials are saying, as the first 20 minutes will conclude here with the score being 1-1 between the Kraken and the Predators. Doesn't look like they're going to add any time here to the end of the first, I don't think, but the Predators are staying on the bench here, as I think they should, and they're going to go to the scorers table. Now, that puck clearly went out of play with like a second and a half, 2 seconds left in the first period, and I think there's going to be an argument here that the Predators or Kraken, or I should say the Predators, could do something here with an offensive zone face-off and about 2 seconds to work with. So we'll see if they add any time on the clock, and they are going to add 2 seconds as referee John McIsaac comes out from the scorer's table. So we're not quite out of the first period yet, as it'll be 2 seconds left on the clock. And an O-zone draw coming up here for the Predators. And they're going to pull the goalie as well, as Eustace Annanen will go to the bench for an extra attacker, as they'll try a set face-off play here, as it'll be interesting to see what the Predators could perhaps do if they win this face-off. So no idea which circle it's going to be at yet, as it's going to be to the left of Decord, and O'Reilly's there to take the draw. Stevenson tied him up, and that'll kill the period, as Yossi had a shot, but time expired before it went on goal. As 1-1 is officially your score through the first 20 minutes of play in this game. Ryan Ufko opened the scoring for the Predators in this one, his second career NHL goal, assisted by Brady Shea and Philip Forsberg, both of his NHL goals coming against the Seattle Kraken. Then Freddie Gaudreau got his 5th of the year, set up on a brilliant passing play that he started. He dropped it to Kakko. He sent it to the near left side for Stevenson, and back across it went on the back door for Freddie Gaudreau to finish it. His 5th of the year, tied it for the Kraken late in the first period with 1:20 remaining. Shots on goal in the opening 20, 14 for Nashville and 13 for Seattle. Hits in that opening frame, 7 for Nashville, 4 for Seattle, and they're even in block shots with 4 apiece. So when tied through 20 minutes this year, the Kraken, this is a common occurrence for them, 19, 10, and 2. So this is now the 32nd time they've been tied after 20 minutes this year. Meanwhile, the Nashville Predators, 16, 7, and 5 when tied through 20 minutes, as that is the numbers here through the first 20 minutes tonight. Don't go anywhere. The second period is around the bend, but if you choose, go check out Matthew Owen's stream, VCU and North Carolina going on right now on this channel. Just click on that red microphone logo, hit the live button. You'll see Matt's stream as well, as you get pinball between both of us for the rest of the night. I'll be back for the second period in Nashville before you know it. 1-1, Kraken and Predators. welcome back into the Ultimate Sports Media YouTube page. 1-1 your score in Nashville between the Kraken and the Predators through 20 minutes of play. My name's Jaric Rubel. Glad you're here with me on a Thursday night in the midst of the March Madness. As in that first period, Ryan Ufko got his second career NHL goal as he was able to beat Joey Decord for the second time in his career as he got the Preds on the board early to lead at 1-0. Shea and Forsberg with the assists on that goal. Then the Kraken ended up getting one back. Freddie Goodrow, he started what was a pretty passing play. A drop pass to Kakko went to the near side for Stevenson, who ended up finding Goodrow on the back door behind the Predator goaltender, Justus Annunen, for the game-tying goal. Shots on goal in that first period were 14-13 in favor of Nashville, as the Kraken went 0-for-1 on the power play in the opening 20 minutes. So we'll see what the second period has in store for us. Nashville getting outscored 66-64 in the middle frame. The Kraken outscoring teams 69-67 in the second period. So not a big goal differential on either side, +2 and -2. So we'll see what the period of the long change has in store. Preds are attacking right to left in this second period. Kraken going left to right. It's Stamkos against Beniers for this draw to begin the second period. As off the tie-up, Beniers pulls it back. The Kraken control. We're underway. On the near wing, Eberle snaps it around the goal to our right-hand side. It came to the far corner for McMahon to play it back around. Pinching is Adam Larsson on the near side. Got it. And now tries to defend here as he's pressed by O'Reilly against the glass. Sent it around the goal. McMahon played it off the far circle with a shot shouldered away by Annunen. Poked in behind and grabbed by the Predators out to center. As now Vince Dunn curls back for Seattle. Played it off the far wall right to Ryan O'Reilly. He's able to touch it ahead. Evangelista carries, played it on the near wing for Josi over the Kraken line. Here's Josi offside, says the linesman. Josi doesn't seem to be in agreement with that, but a stoppage here 35 seconds in to the second period. Looks like that McMahon shot, looking at the replay, hit the post short side on Annunen. Doesn't look like it would have been high enough, though, to have gone in had it been on target. I believe it would have just hit the right shoulder of the goaltender. But McMahon with a good shot nonetheless. Face off in front of the penalty box is going to be won by Stevenson, and across it goes for Lindgren, the ex-New York Ranger. Played it on the near side into the Predator zone to our right. Haig takes a look over his shoulder, played it around the goal on the far side. Marcia Show, Stanley Cup champion in 2023 with Vegas and the Conn Smythe winner, sends it out to center, but the Kraken have other ideas. They're right back with it on the far wing. Goodrow tied up with Forsberg over the Predator line, centered it nicely. Kakko near circle. Here's a shot. Stevenson off the helmet of Annunen. Looked like the referee wanted to blow the whistle, but the headgear is intact. As behind the goal to our right, Kakko's with it, centered it. Open chance for Montour to save Annunen. Rebound cleaned up by Wood as a couple of good chances between the circles for the Kraken. Stopped by Annunen. And now an icing here by the Nashville Predators has a stoppage with 18:39 remaining in the second period. The first try from Stevenson right off the old melon of Annunen, and then the second try by Montour, squared and centered on top of the blue paint he was, and he was able to stop the Stanley Cup champion from 2024 in Florida, Brandon Montour. So face off to his left now. It's Wood against Shane Wright. Wood able to win it cleanly. Haig will flip it out to center. It bounces over the logo to the Kraken blue line. Back up it goes. Evans finds a man into the zone. Snap near side right. A shot missed to the far post. Carroll's all the way back out to center. And the Preds control. Here is Matthew Wood over the line with a shot that missed to the blocker side of Decord. Came to the near left side. Leheroux takes a hit from Evans. Came around the goal with it though. To the far point. Josi sends it back down low. To the near corner to our left. Yost back up the wall. Taken away by the Kraken as Berkeley Catton makes a interesting pass on the near side that goes right to Tyson Yost of the Predators. And Nashville now with possession up the near side. Put into Seattle ice. To the near corner it goes down to our left. Leheroux in front, centering pass and a shot. Oh, what a save by Decord. Follow-up try goes through the blue paint, back in behind. The shot came from Justin Barron, and now a stoppage. We have a penalty coming up now, as we'll see who the guilty party is, as Justin Barron hanging his head after unable after he was unable to finish that scoring chance. And now too many men on the ice is being called against the Nashville Predators here, as that is not good. I'm looking at the replay here. 1, 2, 3. I don't see it. Ooh, the referee was right in front of the bench. I probably wasn't paying attention as to the line change happening. I'd like to get one more look at it. Not going to, but what a save by Joey Decord on Justin Barron, as now the Predators, after a great chance to score, are actually going on the power play. So the Kraken are going shorthanded here. I beg your pardon, because they didn't show anybody going to the penalty box on the telecast, so I just assumed the Predators in the O zone got called for too many men. So, anyways, we play on here. Predators to the power play. In the slot, here's Marsh's show with a trigger pull that went off the glass, and the Kraken will clear. So the Preds will have to chase back. Sorry for the confusion on all that. It is a Predator power play after all, and it's powered by this YouTube channel. Forgive me for that mistake and hit subscribe, please. Matthew and I would appreciate it very much. He's live right now covering March Madness with Seth Eves and Josh Taylor. So the whole crew's live right now on the Ultimate Sports Media page. Predators here trying to cleanly get back into the Kraken zone. They're fortunate to keep this in, as a hammer around from Hoyosi was barely kept in at the far point by Forsberg. He has it now from the far wall. Sent it to the nearest circle. Unable to get it, Stamkos taken away Gaudreau. The Kraken clear. And the Predators chase back again with under a minute to go here on their first power play of the game. Overall on the season, they're 10th in the league on the man advantage. And the Kraken PK, not great. They're 31st in the NHL, but doing a good job here to prevent the Predators from getting in cleanly. They do this time, though. Evangelista gets his own chip from the far corner to our left. Sent it around the goal to Shea. Gets a return pass now along the near boards. Down low it goes to Stamkos. Back up now here is Brady Shea. Back down low it goes. The stuff attempt on net, poked away there nicely by Alexiak, as the Predators keep it in at the right point, or the left point, I should say. Ufko for Matthew Wood near circle. Back up top to Ufko. Final 20 of the power play. In the slot it goes near circle. Shea looking for a tip in front, deflected to the far wall. The Predators here with the final baker's dozen. Work it up high to Ufko. Along the far wall now. Here's Haula. Eric Haula surveying in front for Shea. It went off his leg wide to the near side. Now penalty time expiring. The Preds still with it at the moment. Shea loses it. And now Alexiak will clear as penalty time expires. We're back to full strength here with 4:20 gone by in the second period. Jaric Rubel here with you on the Ultimate Sports Media channel. 1-1 between the Kraken and the Predators. The Kraken trying to get within 3 of the third spot in the Pacific Division, as the Predators here have taken an interesting icing. That didn't look like icing at all, but the whistle goes with 15:30 to go in the second period. And the Predators, they're 2 points back of the Kraken, and the Kraken hold the final wild card spot in the Western Conference. So if the Predators win in a regulation, they will tie the Kraken at the moment for the final playoff spot. But if the Sharks win, or if the Kings get just a point, they will then leapfrog into that final playoff spot at the end of tonight. So a lot happening in this ever-changing Western Conference, as Winnipeg's in it still. They're down 4-0 to the Bruins right now out in Beantown, so it's safe to say they likely won't get any points in the standings tonight, as the Predators dig one out of their defensive zone, and out they come through center. Up the near left wing boards is Schaefer. Schaefer here trying to pivot against the Kraken's Montour. Puck deflected away and out to center. Galloped with it by Catton over the Predator line to the far circle. Here's McCann driving around the goal. Centering attempt off a leg back to him. Up to the blue line, it's played to Montour. Skates to the far wall. Played it to the corner. Trying to center for the Kraken at the moment was Stevenson, but it came off a leg to center. Not quite to center, as now it won't get out. A good jumping glove by Montour kept it in for the Kraken, as it's back behind the Predator goal to our right. Haig's on it for Nashville. Out to center, cleanly to Schaefer. He'll snap it in. The Preds will change. On comes the fourth line of Svechkov, Wiesblatt, and Leheru, as now the puck is sent back deep into Predator ice by the top line for Seattle. McMahon out there with Beniers and Eberle, as in the far corner to our right. Eberle, or I should say Beniers, can't come up with that puck. The Predators do, and they clear to the logo at center. It's going to be played over the line into the Kraken zone by Leheru. Taken into the boards there by Dunn. Puck free up the side to the blue line, and trying to pinch was Shea. He might get caught. Behind him is McMahon. He has the puck now near right wing over the Predator line. Now sent it across the wall to Larson. Played it behind the Predator goal. Beniers Predators can't hold it. Came back into possession of Leheroux, and he can't clear. A nice backhand keep by Larson. Will twist it beneath the Predator goal again. The Kraken are changing, though, so he has a good chance to get out through center. Comes Antonin, as now it's played into the Kraken zone. And they'll reset. In front of the penalty boxes is Kakko. Over the Predator line, it's played Goodrow. Drop back in the slot. Kakko, a wrister, goes high off the glass. Bounce now to the far corner. Stevenson can't keep it in the zone, but does safely play it out to his own man, Alexiak, who's allowing Goodrow to reset on the near side. As he dumped it in, he got absolutely wiped by the Predators. I'll get a number. It was Yost who delivered the jolt. As now through center comes Nashville's O'Reilly. Played it at the far wing in the Predator in the Kraken zone for Yost. Goodrow takes him down to the ice, returning the favor for the jolt he just received. As now the puck pinballs at the far circle, O'Reilly swoops it to the point. Haig lurking to the near circle. Tried a shot off a leg. Goodrow's with it. He can't find a lane. He'll just loft it into Predator ice. And now a stoppage with 13:03 in the second. And I think a penalty might be coming up here, as Jamie Alexiak seems to have a guilty look on his face. And I'll let you know when we return if it will be a Predator power play. You're listening to an NHL Watchalong with Jaric Rubel right here on the Ultimate Sports Media YouTube channel. Back here in Smashville, where the Predators are indeed going on the power play, as Jamie Alexiak has taken an interference minor for the Kraken as he got involved with Steven Stamkos. The referees caught that in behind the play, and that sends the Kraken shorthanded for the second time this game. They killed off the first Nashville power play, but the Kraken PK is next to last in the entire NHL, so we'll see if they're able to weather the next Predator storm. So top unit on the ice of Stamkos, Forsberg, Marsha Show, O'Reilly, and Yossi on the back end. We'll see if the Predators come through with the power play conversion. It's powered by YouTube. Subscribe to this YouTube channel you're listening along to, the Ultimate Sports Media YouTube channel. Face off to the right of Decord, won by O'Reilly. Along the near board, Stamkos controls for the Predators on this power play. At the left wing dot, surveys his options, back skates to the top of the circle. Let it go, deflected in front, O'Reilly scores! Ryan O'Reilly, power play goal, and Nashville is taking a 2-1 lead over the Kraken. So Ryan O'Reilly, 23rd goal of the year, and it's his 4th power play marker, up to 16 power play points for him, as good vision by the Predators, as a shot that came through on the near side off the stick of Steven Stamkos was blocked, hit in front by Forsberg, and then stashed home on the carom right to Ryan O'Reilly. No chance on the blocker side for Joey Decord. And the Predators on home ice now have a 2-1 lead here. Now, it's so hard not to bop your head to the Predators goal song, as I grew up a Blackhawks fan, some playoff series against this team. It's been the same for the last 12 years at the very least. and it's just always stuck in my head, and the cues are perfect. It's like Dallas's. You get the perfect time to let the music play, and then you could just chime right in and carry on with what you were saying. Predators came right roaring back in. Stamkos had a shot that ended up going through the blue paint. That was a interesting opportunity there. They reset at center ice, though, following the go-ahead goal. Far wing into the Kraken zone's Evangelista. Put one off the pads of Decord. Rebound pop to the far corner. Now Shane Wright's on it. This way it goes to Ryan Lindgren. He goes past the penalty boxes, backhands one into Predator ice. Going to be grabbed by Ufko in the trapezoid as Annunen left it for him. So there's now under 12 minutes remaining in the second period. Jaric Rubel, glad you're with me here on a Thursday night. Through all the March Madness here going on. There is a hockey game being played as the Predators tried to get set back up in the O zone, but a centering pass for Barron and his one-time try ended up being fanned on. So a reset at center ice allows the fourth line to steer it back in, but the Kraken head back out the center as now a bad pass poked right to Leheroux, going to be kept back though by the Kraken as Vince Dunn's able to keep it in possession after an almost scary play occurred in their defensive zone. Puck sent out, though, in front of the penalty boxes. Haig's going to send it right back in as the Kraken seem lost in their own end at the moment. Can't find a way into the Predator zone. Now here's Stevenson with a try up the right wing. He got it at least behind the Predator goal line. It's sent around the goal to the far side for Eberle to control. Behind, here's McMahon. McMahon had it poked off his blade by Haig. Now in the far corner down to our right, Yost tried to play it ahead. Got ran over, though, by Alexiak. Puck came back to him, and the Predators will get it out to center as roaring up the far right wings Matthew Wood. Toe drag tried to feed it to Forsberg, but it was unable to be retrieved, and Riker Evans steered it back into Predator ice. Brady Shea now resetting with Matthew Wood in his own end with 10:37 to go in the second period. Matthew Wood with the puck once more. Tried to go to Forsberg. It went off his skates back to the Kraken straight away. Here comes now Eberle into the zone. Pivots at the near wall. Looks for a lane. Goes to the corner. McMahon turnaround shot went off the side of the net. Now it'll be gloved by Annunen as he'll take a whistle with 10:22. In the second period, this top line for the Kraken starting to buzz as Eberle, Beniers, and McMahon have been very noticeable on the ice all night long. So a reminder, you won't hear from me for the next few days. After hearing from me for 4 out of the last 5, I'll get out of your hair for a couple. I'll be back on Sunday as the Lightning continue their West Coast trip in Calgary. They'll take on the Flames. First time we'll have a Calgary game for you on the network this year. I'm close to completing all 32 teams. First time this year I'm bringing you the Kraken and the Predators. So 2 new teams here for me this season. I've seen them plenty this season, but just haven't broadcasted them. So the Kraken on the near wall in the Predator zone to our right. Montour in front, went off a Shea skate and went right through the blue paint as the Predators almost had a bad bounce, end up in the back of their net, but it ends up back at center. And the Kraken will reset. Montour straight ahead, went off of Melanson. Now he'll deflect it on into the far corner as Jacob Melanson leading the Kraken in hits as he's delivered a ton this year, as he's got 164. That's tied actually with Eli Tolvanen for the team lead. So they're delivering a lot of jolts around the National this year. This ends up being an icing on Seattle as they shot one in front of the penalty boxes shy of the red line. So a stoppage here and an ozone draw imminent for the Nashville Predators. If you're enjoying your stay here on the broadcast, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe so you can be sure to see all the future hockey games on this channel as well as March Madness. As I've mentioned before, Matthew Owens with Seth Eves and Josh Taylor are covering all the college hoops for you, and I'll take care of the pucks here on the ice. So face-off here played back to center too cleanly by the Predators. That allows the Kraken to send it on in and get fresh bodies on the ice as we're now under 9.5 remaining in this second period. Predators up 2-1 on the power play goal by Ryan O'Reilly. Bad pass by Stamkos off a skate. Kraken back in near circle. Stevenson in the slot. Goodrow with a shot off the skate of Ufko, and it deflects out of play in the far quarter down to our right. 9:05 remains, second period of play. 2-1 Nashville on Ryan O'Reilly's 23rd of the year. Jaric Rubel back with you here in Nashville. 2-1. The Predators lead it over the Seattle Kraken. Ryan O'Reilly with the power play goal a few minutes ago that gave the Predators the lead, as Ryan O'Reilly leads this Preds team in points with 62 through 67 games this year. Now has 25 points in his last 23 outings. That's 10 goals and 15 assists. And Forsberg, with his second assist, now earns his 24th point in his last 22 games. As I lost my highlight here on my sheet, as I was like, what am I reading for a second? I was like, 38 doesn't seem right, as now we get the right numbers in there. So there's 9:05 to go here in this second period. Haula for this draw to the left of his goaltender Annunen against Berkeley Catton. He wins it clean, and Perbix will go across the ice where it'll be sent out by Yost in front of the Predator bench. Leheru will snap it in. It'll deflect out of place as Joey Decord, so the whistle goes as he pointed to the sky. So with 8:55 to go, a neutral zone draws upcoming as that puck was shot in from in front of the Predator bench. So Nashville here now owns 33 selections over the next 3 NHL drafts. So we got to get into the future here, as they have 16 picks in the first 3 rounds, 3 in the first, 5 in the second, and 8 in the third. And they added some of those picks during this year's trade deadline. So they got a 2028 pick in the second round in the Michael McCarron trade. They got a 3rd round pick in the upcoming draft from Dallas for Michael Bunting. They also got a 5th round pick in 2027 from the Avs for Nick Blankenberg. They also got a 3rd rounder in 2028 from Vegas for Christopher Seedoff and Cole Smith. So the Predators picking up pieces here in the draft and still maintaining a playoff chase in a weak Western Conference. I mean, they're in it, but I don't want to say that these are powerhouses they're competing with here in the West. But still, somebody's got to make it and take on Dallas or Colorado, whoever gets the 1 seed out west. So under 8.5 to go here in the second period. Puck through neutral ice down to our left into the near corner of the Kraken zone. Marshall Show rings it around to the far wall. Haig gets rugged out of the play. And here come the Kraken. 3-on-3 the other way. Far wing into the zone. Pass was in front of Freddie Gaudreau. So now Stevenson tries to get it out of the trapezoid, but he overskated it. And Perbix has it pinned behind. Squirts free now to Forsberg. Already with 2 points tonight. Played it up to center. Now Marshall Show unable to get there, and now Montour takes back over. The Preds changing, and now Montour put it right on their blade as they're doing so. On the near left wing, here's Yost into the Kraken zone. Button hooks at the circle. Played it down low, around the goal it'll go. Haula meted at the far corner. Haula tried to leave it down low for Leheru, but he shadowed him too closely as the pass went behind him. And now the Kraken are unable to get out. Beniers can't get it out. Here's Haula at the near circle. Can't get it through the skate of Beniers. Now to the circle. Yost a whack, and it's saved by Decord with Leheru in front, as he'll hold with 7:31 remaining in this second period. So face-off coming up to his right. This 4th line staying out on the, or 3rd line, I should say, staying out on the ice for this Nashville Predator team, as Haula, Leheru, and Yost have been noticeable in this game. I know it's been the bigger boys that have scored for Nashville, but this line 5-on-5 has definitely generated a good amount of chances, and now it looks like a last-second change is going to be made here by head coach Andrew Brunette. So they'll head to the bench, and the top line's back on the ice for this ozone draw. O'Reilly ends up losing it, though, to Seattle Shane Wright, and a shot up the boards doesn't get out. Right in the slide, here's Evangelista Reagan off the inside post, and it comes back out to center, as O'Reilly set it right up between the circles, and Evangelista did it perfect. Just shot it off the inside of the post to the blocker side of Decord, and it came back out just as quick as he shot it. The Kraken, with the 4th line on the ice, head the other way into Nashville ice. Ben Myers, though, loses possession. Evangelista takes it up the near left wing boards. Over the Kraken line, pulled up, tried to find the trailer. O'Reilly couldn't. Now on the far wings, Ben Myers back in free to the Kraken zone, or the Predator zone, I should say, as he dropped it off now to Shane Wright, but it was too hot to handle for him, as it bounced in behind the Predator goal line. And now from the far corner, it'll be lifted out by Brady Shea. Didn't get past the Kraken blue, however, as Alexiak goes this way. Pass intended for Beniers, didn't connect. Now at the logo at center, Evangelista can't carry it either, and the Kraken take back. Predators get more fresh bodies on the ice as it's dumped in by the Kraken Alexiak to the near side. And now the Predators with it, Svechkov will lift one over the logo at 6:20 to go in the second period. Now it's going to be gloved down with a hand pass, says the official as it was played in neutral ice, not the defensive zone by Alexiak, so the whistle goes with 6:14 remaining as we get a look at the Evangelista shot here from between the circles. That puck was on edge when he shot it, so when it was on his stick blade, it was flat as a button as it was just ripped right off that post to the blocker side of the goaltender Joey Decord for Seattle. Decord now looks locked in as he sees a face-off occur here in neutral ice in front of the Predator bench. It would be won by Seattle, and up the near right wing it's sent. Rolls over the Predator blue line, battle for it along the boards. Going to be grabbed by Seattle as it's sent down by Newman. Behind the Predator goal line, though, Barron sent it up, not out. Kept it on the far wing, Melanson. Put it behind the goal now for Myers. Nudged it back to Melanson out of the far corner. Back down low it'll go once again. Yanni Newman trying to get on it. Got cut off, though, by Nick Hague. Hague taking a beating in behind, lost it. Newman takes it in the trapezoid. Looking to go to the near side, Melanson. Backhanded it up to the right point for Evans. To the far side it goes, Alexiak. Had it poked away, and now a chance for the Predators racing after it on the near side. Getting to it first is Wiesblatt. Dropped it off in the corner for Svechkov. Svechkov now looking for somewhere to go. Left it on the near side for Schaefer, or I should say Perbix. Perbix here, rolling through the trapezoid. Played it up to the far point. Here's Ufko now. Ryan Ufko spinning here. Back to the far point. It'll go for Perbix. He bunted it down low behind the goal line. Schaefer collects for the Predators. Out of the near side he goes. Left wing circle to his forehand. Tried a shot. Came back to him off of Newman. Schaefer looking. Shooting. Shoulder save made by Decord. Rebound to the far side. All the way down the ice it'll go. And Annan will collect here and leave it in the far corner for the Preds. Ufko here in the final 5 of the second period. Sits to the net, behind the net to our right. And now works it out from the trapezoid. Put it on the near wing in front of the penalty boxes for Howla to wrist in. Around to the far corner it goes. Kicked back through the trapezoid. Howla collects. Back to the point it's played. Brady Shea fumbled it, but it stayed onside as Yost from the far wall backhanded it around the Kraken goal. To the near side now. Yossi pinching, poke checked it around. Adam Larson meets it in the far corner for the Kraken. He gets it out. Played across through center. No icing as Yossi touched it. As Brady Shea collects back behind the Predator net. 4:20 left in this second period. Still 2-1 Nashville. Shots on goal are 20-15 in favor of the Preds. They're back in left wing side to the Kraken zone. Yossi put it deep. Yost got ran into there by Brandon Montour as now the puck's free up the near side. Played back by O'Reilly to the corner, trying to work it up high again as Tyson Yost. He's tied up, lost it. O'Reilly grabbed it though, turned it over to McMahon. And now McMahon from the far wing fanned on an exit pass. Did come though to the Kraken McMahon, or I should say done, as that's now going to be wristed around the goal. And now on the near side in Predator ice, it's pinball again behind to the trapezoid. McMahon a hit there on Shea as the puck rolls to the far side, as now it's going to be grabbed by Stamkos and sent on the near wing for Yossi, and he'll get it to center. And on the left wing, O'Reilly will put it deep into the Kraken zone. Left wing side in the corner. Around Stamkos, plays it for Evangelista, comes back to him in the near corner. Steven Stamkos, pass up high for Hague, deflected but held in at the point. Wrapped around the goal, touch pass Evangelista, try to hit O'Reilly on the near side, went over his blade to the wall. O'Reilly on it, got poke checked, lost at the center, and now has to protect in front of the penalty boxes. He does. On the near side, re-entering as Evangelista to the Kraken zone. Pulled up at the circle. McMahon took him to the boards. Evangelista lost his stick, soccered it in behind nicely to Stamkos. Backhanded it up to the far point. Slid this way to Hague at the circle. Lost possession, had to hurry a backhander beneath the goal line again to Evangelista. Up top, Hague shoveled it back to the left point for Evangelista. Towards the net, a shot save made there by Decord with Stamkos in front. Rebound cleared to center by the Kraken. Beniers in front of his own bench will send it in and head for a change. 2:38 remaining in the second period. Preds coming back. Here's Matthew Wood through center on the near wing. Tripped it into the Kraken zone. On it first for Seattle's Adam Larson in the near left side. Played it up for Goodrow now, who now sent it rink wide for Stevenson, as now Chandler Stevenson and Ufko hard into the Predator zone. Crash into the boards, and now it pops in the air, deflected out of play, says the linesman, so no delay of game. And with 2:18 remaining in the second period, we'll step aside one more time, and they will step aside as well and scrape the ice. back here in Smashville, where they're done scraping the ice here with 2:19 left in the second period. 2-1 in favor of these Nashville Predators on home ice. Getting it done with their backup goalie in net at the moment. Again, UC Saros unable to go tonight as he was ruled he had an upper body injury. About 25 minutes before game time here is when warm-up started, the news came out. Now, Saros, no-go tonight, and Anninen's done a good job in goal so far for the Preds, stopping 14 of 15 shots he's seen from Seattle. Preds win a faceoff to his left, as Perbix tries to shoot it out to the far side. He won't. It's going to be kept by the Kraken. Played along to the near side now on the right wing for Stevenson. Poke check, though, by Marchessault. And now Forsberg will play it up on the near wall for Jonathan Marchessault. He gets over the Kraken line, snapped it around the goal. Decord wanted to play it, just got a piece of it. Came to the far side where Dunn got it up in front of the Predator bench. And trying to re-enter was Schaefer on the far side. He had trouble, though. And now back in comes the Preds. It'll be snapped around the goal by Wood to the near side of Evangelista, trying to put it up to the point, had trouble with it. Now the Kraken end up with it. Adam Larsson played it ahead behind Freddie Gaudreau, though, as now Forsberg tries to re-enter on the left wing side into the Kraken zone. He got as far as the blue line before Gaudreau got it back out. Stevenson will snap it in from the red line, and it'll go back into the Predator zone to our right in the final 80 seconds of the second period. On the near right wing boards, the Preds do get it out. Forsberg back to center in front of the penalty boxes. McCann resets back into the Predator zone. Tried an L1 style deke from the NHL video game over the blue line. Got denied, and now it'll be hammered right back in again by Montour. Around to the right point. Shane Wright trying to get there for the Kraken. Was able to keep it away from Yost. Got a return pass at a one-timer shut down by Anninen as a good give-and-go play with McMahon and Wright almost cashed in. Wright on the near side got taken down to both knees. No penalty though as it's up to the right point as the Kraken keep it in. Here's a shot. McMahon from the slot got cut down there by Anninen. Back to the point it goes. Sent around to Wright in the far corner. Back up top, it goes to the slot for Eberle. Dropped off for Montour. Snapshot save Anninen, and he'll cover with 33 and a half seconds to go in this second period. So Brandon Montour with a few shots on goal in this game from deep between the circles, but they've all hit Anninen right between the legs in the pads. As I don't know if he's trying to go 5-hole or just look for that tip, but it's been the same style every time he's let that puck go. So that one hit him right in the crest, right underneath that Predator logo on Anninen's chest. So face-off coming up here to his right. 33 and a half to go in period number 2. As the shots are now 20-18 in favor of the Predators. And now it looks like Howell is going to the penalty box. This broadcast, I don't want to put down a broadcast, but this Predators broadcast has never shown me when somebody's gone to the sin bin. So now, right before the puck's dropping, I'm learning the Predators have, the Kraken have a power play here. So Howless sits 2 minutes for a slash. Face off to the right of Anninen's won by the Kraken. One-timer right away by Beniers, fought off by Anninen with the blocker. Puck came down to the near left wing circle, and it's sent down the ice by Nashville. And it'll be grabbed in behind by Vince Dunn. Final 20 of the second period as the Seattle power play is 0 for 2 thus far. Through center comes Eberle on the near wing. Beniers played it up to the blue line. It's going to be gloved down by Dunn. Sent across now for McCann. Down low, Eberle in the corner. Tried to play it in the slot for Stevenson. Pass was cut off and sent down the ice by the Predators. So the clock strikes 0 here in the second period, and the Kraken are down 2-1 on the road to the Nashville Predators. They'll have carryover power play time to begin the third, as the lone goal of this second period belonged to Ryan O'Reilly. It was on the power play as he was able to convert for his 23rd goal of the year, assisted by Forsberg and Stamkos. Forsberg with 2 assists in this game as the Predators lead it 2-1 through 40 minutes. When doing so this year, this Nashville team's 12-2-4. So only the 17th time this year they've led through 40 minutes. The Kraken, they're 2-21-2 when trailing through 40 minutes this year. We'll see if they could find a way to come back and at least get a point in this one. They'll have a power play to start the third to try and get this game even. Shots on goal in the second period were even at 6 apiece, much slower period than the first, which saw 14 for Nashville and 13 for the Kraken. The shot totals 20 for Nashville, 19 for Seattle. Hits also even at 12 apiece in this game. Seattle with 11 block shots to Nashville's 7. Those are the numbers through 40 minutes here tonight. Don't go anywhere unless you want to check out Matthew Owens calling some college basketball on this channel, as it's going to be a fun ride to the finish here in Nashville in this Western Conference wildcard race. An important 2 points on the line between the Predators and the Kraken. Again, my name's Jaric Rubel. I'll stick around for the third. Don't go anywhere. You're listening to this NHL Watchalong here on the Ultimate Sports Media YouTube page. It's time for the third period here in Nashville as the Predators lead the Seattle Kraken through 40 minutes by a score of 2-1 here at Bridgestone Arena. Welcome back into the broadcast, everybody. My name is Jaric Rubel. Glad you are with me here on the Ultimate Sports Network as we have witnessed a good one so far here between the Kraken and the Predators. A big 2 points on the line here in the third, and the Kraken will start with a minute 26 of carryover power play time on a penalty that was given to Erik Haula for a slash late in that second period. The 2 points up for grabs, you ask? It is going to be up for grabs, and the Seattle gets 2 points. They're within 3 of Vegas at the time of this game, ending for third in the Pacific. If Nashville wins in regulation, they tie the Kraken in the standings. If Nashville wins in overtime, they are just 1 point back of Seattle for the final wild card spot. Vegas plays the Mammoth later tonight. They could get 2 points. San Jose plays Buffalo. They could get a point or two. Same with the Kings, who play the Flyers. Those two West Coast teams coming home off long road trips. See how they respond in these contests. Word around the Kings is they're feeling good about themselves. They had their families out on the ice for practice yesterday, so we'll see how they come out against Philly on the second of a back-to-back are the Flyers. But for this game, the third period has begun. The Kraken end up with possession. They have the power play, and they attack right to left in this third period. Nashville going left to right. Puck down to our left behind the Predator goal line. In the far corner, Beniers tried to leave it there for Eberle. Instead, it came to Nashville, and they send it down the ice. And it will be chased back after now by Vince Dunn of Seattle. Under a minute to go on this Kraken power play with a fresh sheet of ice to work with. Here's Chandler Stevenson. Had a nice assist earlier in this game. Played it onside to Eberle. Far wall, it goes back to Eberle. He blew a tire. And now the puck's in his legs and came around to Stevenson. Backhanded up the near left wing for McCann. McCann around the goal for Eberle. To the skates of Beniers, it goes on the far wall. He's pressed up against the glass by Marchessault. Jabbing going on. Beniers comes up with the puck. To the back it goes Dunn. Long wrister. Missed to the blocker side. Up the boards it goes McCann. To the point Dunn. Dunn back to McCann at the left circle. Final 20 of this Kraken power play. Up to Dunn now. In the slot it goes Stevenson. Backhand pass. Cut off Perbix. He can't clear. Held in McCann left point. To the near corner. Eberle slug it back up to McCann. Across it goes Dunn. Final 7 of the power play. Far circle Beniers. Up top Dunn. Dunn looking. Back to Beniers along the far circle. He rotates between them. To the near circle Dunn. A shot. Save. Annunen backhanded in midair by McCann and saved again by Annunen. Penalty time's up. Out of the far quarters Chandler Stevenson. Played it up to Beniers. To the near circle it goes Dunn. Slap shot into the glove of Annunen as the Predator faithful applaud that save as that shot came at 84 miles per hour off the stick of Vince Dunn. Not too scorching as Annunen is able to stop that. So the Predators survive the second power play of the game for Seattle. So they're 0 for 2 on the night now. Predators 1 for 2 on the power play. That power play goal, the difference in this one as it stands. Face-off now coming up to the right of Justus Annunen, as he's been good in this game for Nashville, starting on short notice. I wouldn't say too short notice, as I'm sure he learned he was starting well before we all knew it, but he is in for the injured UC Saros tonight. He watches the Kraken win a draw to his right. Here is Berkeley Catton. Berkeley Catton along the boards, left it there for Bobby McMahon. Now McMahon will sling it beneath the goal line, came back to Berkeley Catton, tried the center, it's intercepted by Wood, and now Wood for Nashville is able to get it out past the penalty boxes, ahead for Forsberg, over the logo, now the Kraken blue line, pulls up at the far circle, spins now along that far left wing, driving in beneath the goal line on his backhand through the trapezoid. Now at the near circle, tried to play it across at the far dot for Marchessault, but it's taken out of the zone by McMahon, and now Forsberg has to chase back after doing a little too much. So here comes Phil, looking for goal number 30. Goes back in his own zone for Haig, and now Haig will go up the far left wing for Evangelista. Forsberg changes, top line fully on the ice now for Nashville. O'Reilly, Evangelista, and Stamkos. They can't come up with the puck in the Kraken zone, though, as it's sent to the far wing in the Nashville end, as Shea down to our left played it around the goal up the near boards, rolls out the center past the penalty boxes. It goes into Kraken ice. It's got some force behind it, as now Evans and O'Reilly go after it in behind the goal line. It sits in the trapezoid, grabbed by Evangelista now, who comes roaring in. Taken down by by Alexiak. Gets back to his feet. Alexiak did take a penalty as the whistle goes with 17:01 to go in period number 3. So Nashville set to go back to the man advantage. It's Alexiak's second penalty of the game. They scored on the last one he took. This one will be a cross check as he hit right beneath the numbers on Evangelista, and it took him down. So Nashville to the man advantage for the third time tonight, 1 for 2 thus far, as Ryan O'Reilly had the power play marker earlier. Top line of Stamkos, Forsberg, Marchessault, and O'Reilly. You'll see the lone defenseman out there on this unit, still looking for his first point of the game. His 26 points since January 11th are the fourth most among NHL blue liners. Face off to the right of Decord. Power play to begin for the Predators. As off the draw, the Kraken end up with it. And on the near side, skating it out to center will be Ryan Lindgren. He'll get the red line, though he doesn't need to, and send it on in. As it rolls to the far side of the Nashville zone. O'Reilly there with it. Almost crossed paths there dangerously with Roman Josi, so they leave it for Marchessault, and he waltzes out from his own blue line. Near wing, it snapped on Forsberg's blade, spun over the Kraken line, blew a tire, but it came out to Josi instead of a 2-on-1 developing for the Kraken. So the Preds reset here with 33 seconds gone by on the man advantage. It'll be Stamkos here at the yellow Smashville logo. Going between the benches, played it on the right wing for Marchessault. Over the line he goes. Forsberg tried to give it back to him. It chipped to the point for Josi to have to keep. Backhanded it down low. Marchessault rugged around the goal to the far wall. Stamkos to the corner. O'Reilly had to bop off his blade. Marchessault to the rescue. Grabs it along the left wing boards. Dropped it off to the point. Forsberg across. Stamkos a one-timer. Got the glass. Came around to the near side. Marchessault's unable to keep it in. And the Predators are on the reset. Marchessault at speed up the far left wing boards. Glides into the Kraken zone past Adam Larsson. Gets positioning on him. Left it in the corner for Howla fresh on the ice. Second unit trying to get on the ice for Nashville as Howla loses it. And now Lindgren will send it down the ice. And the Kraken will get fresh bodies on as the Predators get the full second unit over the boards. Ufko out here has a goal tonight. Out here with Shea, Evangelista, Howla, and Wood. Wood in, right wing boards over the Kraken line. To the top it goes for Ufko. Shea now far wing. Back up to the point. Ufko played it in the slot. Touch near circle. Wood in front looking for a tip. Didn't get it as it came to Chandler Stevenson, who rings it up the near side down the ice. And the Predators have to chase back in the final baker's dozen of this power play. So Ufko will try one more rush in the final 10. Up through center it goes Evangelista. Near wing Wood to the near corner down to our right of the Kraken zone. Lost it. Adam Larsson played it up the wall. Beniers will take it. Penalty time is up. And it's sent down the ice. This will be an icing as I think Beniers wasn't aware of the time on the clock. And Seattle here has iced it, so their penalty kill unit's going to have to stay out there just as the time expired. So the Predators here, 1 for 3 officially on the power play tonight, as Matthew Wood was trying to center that puck on top of the blue paint and connect with Eric Howla, but he was unable to get it through as Chandler Stevenson did a good job to intercept that and nullify the Predators' power play. So we're through 5:04 here in this third period. Again, all of tomorrow on this YouTube page, you'll hear March Madness action, Virginia and Wright State, Tennessee versus Miami, UCLA versus UCF, and UConn versus Furman. It's a full slate again of March Madness right here on the Ultimate Sports Media Watchalong YouTube page. Face off to the right of Decord, pulled back by the Preds, but it's going to be pushed out to center by the Kraken, as Matty Beniers will send it in from beyond the red line this time, and now Seattle will get a change. Haig from the trapezoid to our left, played it up the right-hand side to Barron, goes across between the benches for Leheru, over the Kraken line he goes, tried a shot from the left wing circle, gloved there by Decord, and he'll hold it for the whistle. 14:37 to go. With that whistle, Kraken now leading in shots on goal, 23-21 after that shot by Leheru. As I looked it was a Nashville shot, but I just now caught the attention that the Kraken have overtaken them in the shot count. So the shots in this third period, 4-1 in favor of Seattle through the first 5.5 minutes. Face-off in the O-zone for the Preds, though, to the right of Decord. Goudreau's able to beat Svechkov on that draw, but it looks like we're going to do things over again as the linesman blew that play dead, and we'll try things over again in the far face-off dot down to our right. So Wright against Svechkov this time as Goudreau got tossed. Shane Wright able to win it back. Around the Kraken goal, it goes to the near side. Vince Dunn will play it back to the far wall. And now Adam Larson played it out to neutral. McCann with speed through neutral on the near side over the Predator line. Had a shot towards the net, go off of Barron in behind. Justin Barron, the ex-Montreal Canadian, flips one through center. It'll go back into possession of the Kraken at their own blue line. Adam Larson played it on the far wall for right. He turned it over. Svechkov got it back into Kraken ice, but it's going to be ruled offside, said the linesman when he touched it. So with 14:10 remaining in the third, another stoppage and another face-off is upcoming. So up next for Nashville, a day game against Vegas on Saturday. It's a 1 p.m. local time start here in Smashville. And if you watch the NHL closely, you'll know these early starts in the Central and Eastern time zones for Vegas tend to struggle for them. So Nashville might be in position there for a good spot against Vegas. The Kraken take on Columbus in Columbus on Saturday. That'll be a doozy as they try and stop a team that's the hottest in the league since mid-January and are now in a playoff spot for the first time since November, with the Islanders loss in regulation tonight and the Blue Jackets win over the New York Rangers. So the Eastern Conference shaking things up for the first time since the Pittsburgh Penguins were out of the playoff picture and the Caps were in. And since those 8 teams had remained in when Pittsburgh overtook Washington again, nobody had moved outside the bubble until now. Islanders out, Blue Jackets in, out east. Now to the right of the sheet of ice we're watching, the Predators go to work in the Kraken zone. Down low, a centering attempt from Josi ended up going through the blue paint. Around it comes the goal back to him on the near side. Roman Josi, the Swiss defenseman, represented Switzerland at the Olympics in Milan. Couldn't get the puck on that. Eberle will take over for Seattle, and it goes into Predator ice. Annanen's going to play it with McMahon roaring in hot. He's able to get it to Brady Shea. Up the far wall, he goes to Philip Forsberg. On the logo, it's sent for Wood now with speed over the Kraken line to the far wall. Riker Evans taking him into the boards, and he took him down head first. That'll be a penalty, and a good response here from Marchessault coming right into Riker Evans, as now they're going at it. Evans just wrestled him right to the ground, as Marchessault still throwing punches from the ground. He's kicking his legs like a kid trying to learn how to swim, as now it seems like his emotions are getting a little hot now, as now we'll see if he gets an instigator penalty after all that. He did drop his right glove. Evans doesn't have his, as Evans is going to get the initial penalty for the board, and we'll see if they guide Marchessault to the penalty box too, as Evans now goes, as Marchessault is skating to, guess I won't know because the camera didn't stay on him long enough, to the sin bin. There he goes. So he will get an instigator penalty as well. So it looks like it should go 4-on-4 here. We'll see if they offset the penalties, as Riker Evans, it wasn't just a board. He shoved the head of Matthew Wood from behind, and he fell head over heels, head first, right into the far corner boards. And then Marchessault wasted no time, shaking his hands, roared right in there to challenge Evans. But Evans just kind of out-muscled him and took him right down to the ice. And Marchessault was quite frustrated on the bottom of the dog pile with the referees there as well. So no word as to if it's coincidental minors or if we're going to get 4 skaters aside. I guess we'll find out when the score bug finally pops back up on the screen. But it's some helter-skelter action here between the Kraken and the Predators, as these two teams vying for that last playoff spot, starting to shed some blood against one another, as it's starting to get a bit nasty in this third period. So Matthew Wood gingerly on the bench now, telling the training staff he's okay. I could read his lips there. As now referee Jean Hebert's out here making the call. We got a board call and an instigator call being given out, where I guess they're going to call roughing Jonathan Marchessault. Guess it's not really an instigator call. And I guess I won't have a graphic on my screen till we come back if it's 4-on-4 or 5-on-5. But we are going to step aside with 12:51 to go in the third period. The Predators still lead at 2-1 over the Seattle Kraken. 12:51 remaining in regulation time from Nashville as the Predators and Kraken here in a close one. The Preds lead it 2-1 in this third period. Referees going over the explanations of the penalties. It's going to be Evans and Marchessault sitting, and I believe it's going to be coincidental minors given out, so we'll stay 5-on-5. As the NHL app didn't suggest that 4-on-4 was happening, but we'll see if the telecast that I'm watching says otherwise when the graphic goes on screen. But Matthew Wood, just a nasty fall on the board by Riker Evans, goes head first. And then Marchessault gets called for roughing as he came to the aid of his teammate. He's telling the ref that's a horse you-know-what call from the penalty box. And they both sit at the moment as we're set to resume play here from Bridgestone Arena. Kraken trying to get this equalizing goal, as it looks like it will be 4-on-4. So 4 skaters aside here for the Preds and the Kraken, as the Kraken control the face-off in front of their own bench. 4-on-4 this year, the Kraken 1 goal for, 2 against. The Predators 3 goals for and 3 against for their side. Behind the Predator goal to our left, here is Brady Shea. Brady Shea will leave it now for Roman Josi as he glides to neutral ice and now circles back in his own end as he doesn't like what he sees. Now on the right wing side, now curls back behind his own net as Chandler Stevenson's all over him. Almost made Josi fall as he almost toe-picked in the far corner. But now up through center, it's Shea to Haula. Haula on the near wing, over the Kraken line, dropped at Forsberg. Back to Haula, backhand save Decord. That was a nice passing play by the Predators as Decord able to stop that backhander by Haula as Forsberg and Haula there with good chance off the rush. But Joey Decord stands tall on top of the blue paint for Seattle. So I've seen a lot of this lately where these teams are luring in 2 defenders to try and close in on a puck, and then that opens up the man behind the defense. In this case, it was Erik Haula, and the Preds executed that rush to perfection, luring the Kraken up to the near side. So face off in the O zone to the left of Joey Decord, as it'll be Stamkos out there for the straw against Beniers, and he's able to win it to the back Perbix. On the far wall left wing, it's at Nick Hague now. Pinned up against the glass by Adam Larson. Puck lodged free. Beniers got it through his own blue paint on the near side. And it'll be met by Vince Dunn. Goes D to Larson. And he'll gallop ahead through center. Over the red line, now the blue. Into the Predator zone. Far right wing, it's dropped for Eberle. Toe drags to the slot. Fanned on a backhand try. Larson there on the near side, though, to grab the loose puck. Left it for Dunn at the circle. Left wing circle. Vince Dunn looking for a lane. Being watched here by Stamkos. Stays with it. Played it around the goal now to Eberle on the far right wing. Under 40 seconds to go, 4-on-4 time. Down low, here's Larson behind the Predator goal. Back to the far corner, it's backhanded on the wall to Beniers. Up top between the circles is Eberle. Eberle here, trying to just skate through a phone booth, gets to the slot, tried a shot off the end boards it goes. Follow-up try, couldn't get it on net. Behind the goal in the trapezoid it goes. Burbix got it away there from Eberle. And now Hague, being pressured by 2 Kraken defenders, is able to get it away. And on the far wall, Stamkos is out to center. 4-on-4 time about to expire, so he'll circle back. And it's dropped off to Perbix. We're back to 5 skaters aside now, as out of the box for their respective clubs comes Riker Evans and Jonathan Marchessault. Marchessault right into the play with O'Reilly and Forsberg. Puck down to our right in the far corner. Up to the point now to Shea. Far wall Marchessault. Shot on net. In and out of the glove of Decord. Rebound cleaned up near circle by the Kraken's McCann. Played it up ahead now to Shane Wright. Lost it at the logo, but did enough to keep it to Lindgren. And now on the near wall into the Predator zone it goes. Into the corner, Shea on it, and a whistle goes here. And I wonder if they're calling an icing, as that might have been shy of center when dumped in. So a whistle at 10:27 remaining. And a reminder that you won't hear from me again until Sunday, as I'll be back with you then at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, 7 Central, as the Lightning continue an West Coast trip as they're taking on the Calgary Flames on the second of a back-to-back. I'd expect Jonas Johansson to start that game for Tampa, so don't think it won't be an entertaining one. Jonas Johansson, in his last few starts for Tampa, has given up 8 goals, 5 goals, and 8 goals, so we'll see what the Flames probably have in store for him on Sunday. So the Kraken through center here in the final 10 minutes of regulation. Enter the Predator zone on the far wing, looking for the equalizer. Puck on net as it was poked off of the blade by Hague, and it went right to the goaltender Annanen, who had elected to cover. And now a faceoff coming up to his left with 10:09 to go in the third. Melanson now having some words with Nick Hagan behind as Haig just roughhoused him down to the ice. So we look at the replay here with one arm, just took his left hand and just pushed him out of the way there. And Melanson, who's a heavy presence, I mentioned he's tied for the team lead in hits coming in for tonight, did not like that. And now Alexiak and Haig are talking with one another. Perhaps we might see a fight with one of these guys. And now Haig's being guided to the bench here by the official, not the penalty box though. So I'm not sure what the holdup is here before resuming play. It's been a long pause here before we've resumed action. So Haig's going to stay on the ice here with Justin Barron, and it'll be the line of Yost, Howla, and Leheru out there for Andrew Burnett's Nashville Predators. They'll go up against Wright, McCann, and Berkeley Catton for the Seattle Kraken, as we haven't seen Capo Caco here in this second period or third period. I'm just now realizing as Catton's been out here with Wright and McCann, and that is normally where Caco's spot is, so keep an eye out as to if there's any information on him. But for now, the Kraken do control in Predator ice. Under 10 minutes to go in the period. Riker Evans with a shot from the point goes off the end boards. Played around the Predator goal on the far wall. Nick Hagel launched it up to center. Collected nicely by Leheru over the Kraken line. Far side in the slot. Shot by Yost goes off the end boards. And it's gathered back now by the Kraken. Far wall Catton to the logo McMahon. Will send one in on the back end. It'll be grabbed back by Nashville now as Barrett will go D to D. And it'll be grabbed by Ufko, who's fresh on the ice. Ryan Ufko opened the scoring tonight with his second career NHL goal against the team he scored his first career NHL goal against just 9 days ago as he goes up the near right wing to Stamkos. Stamkos back on the far wall. Perbix over the Kraken line. Stays onside on a close play. Puck rolls to the trapezoid. Decord shifted it back to the far corner. And now a four-man scrum. 2 Kraken, 2 Preds for it. O'Reilly won it in front. A shot went wide from Stamkos to the glove side of Decord. Near circle, the loose puck's grabbed by Ufko. Shielding on his backhand, now forehand at the near half boards. Shot one through the blue paint, came to Stamkos' far circle. Up top it goes Evangelista. Back to Stamkos' far wall. Tried to backhand it down to O'Reilly. It got cut off by Larson. Now Larson played it behind his own net. Dunn's caught up here with Evangelista as the Kraken have not found a way to get out, and they won't. Evangelista back on that puck. On the near side, lost it. Goudreau can't clear, and it will get out as Ufko is challenged at the blue line. And it does get muscled out the center by the Kraken. Both teams change them up here. 8:30 to go, third period of play. Nashville here with a bad pass ends up icing the puck. So with 8:25 to go, an offensive zone draws coming up for the Seattle Kraken. And the Seattle Kraken team here with their first-year head coach Lane Lambert trying to punch their ticket to the playoffs. And now it looks like we're going to commercial here, so maybe there wasn't icing. So I guess I'll hold my thoughts as we're going to step aside with 8:25 to go in the third period. Back in a moment on the Ultimate Sports Media YouTube channel. 2-1 Nashville here with 8:25 to go in the third period as both these teams trying to claw into a playoff spot in the Western Conference. As the Seattle Kraken with their first-year head coach Lane Lambert trying to get in there. Lambert made it with the Islanders a couple of seasons ago, and he also won a Stanley Cup with the Predators GM Barry Trotz when he was the head coach. Barry Trotz was in Washington with the 2018 Capitals. Lane Lambert, an assistant coach on that roster. He was also an assistant coach here in Nashville when Trotz was the head coach in this very city. So he, behind the Kraken bench, trying to get them to the playoffs for the first time since 2023 and the second time in their franchise history. 8 minutes to go in the third period. Play resuming down to our right in the Kraken zone. My name is Jaric Rubel. Glad you're with me here on the Ultimate Sports Media YouTube page as the Kraken's Beniers from behind his own goal line plays one out the center in front of the penalty box as Eberle gallops with it over the left side. Into the Predator zone he goes. To the corner, the puck sent. Montour tried to stash it around. It popped in front. Annunen sticked it back behind as now the Preds trying to hustle it up ahead. Stamkos is tied up with Eberle. Got free. Now on the far wall, here's Josi. Josi now will circle back as the Preds are changing. 7:30 to go here now in this third period. Shots are 24-23 in favor of Nashville. The Kraken without a shot on goal here in 8 minutes and counting. The Predators here with the last few as now the Kraken will get out of their own end again. Near side McCann will flip one over the Predator line. It's gloved down right into Larson's face. Came back out the center. The Kraken will end up having a whistle here as it's going to be an icing. As now with 7:08 remaining in the third period, an ozone draws coming up again for Seattle, but they're having a hard time generating any offense here against this Nashville Predator team with the goalie starting on short notice. And Annunen's numbers overall are not the greatest in the National Hockey League, but he is 2-0 against the Seattle Kraken with a 2.5 goals against average and a 894 save percentage. So he has won his two previous games here against the Kraken. So still, after these icings, I don't know who's playing small ball here, but I feel like we've taken a long time to drop these pucks after some of these icings, and some teams accidentally on purpose taking the time to make the trek back. But now we're underway. The Kraken win a draw to the left of Annunen, but unable to hold it in at the point was Larson. So now resetting at the logos Catton. To the far right wing boards, here's McCann over the Predator line. Played it down beneath the goal line. Hay got it back up to Wood. Nice touch pass to Forsberg. He lofts it all the way into the Kraken zone. This won't be an icing this time as Marchessault gets to it first. And now he goes hard after it with Dunn into the end boards. Pass across. Marchessault, a shot, and now it's stopped on Haula by Decord. As that could have been a big game-changing goal as the Predators could have gone up 2 here with 6:30 remaining. Delayed offsides for Nashville. Looks like they're going to call it late whistle now as the linesman had his arm up for a while as they were still playing, but a stoppage with 6:30 remaining in the final regulation period. But Joey Decord, good job to come out and challenge Erik Haula as to his right. That puck came as Marchessault set up Haula from beneath the goal line and from the far circle. That shot was squared and centered by Decord, and he was able to make the save. And it remains 2-1. The Kraken still trying to get something going here in this third period. They had 4 shots early with the power play and just after it. But since then, nothing doing here for the team from Seattle. And this team from Seattle seen their friends, I guess you could say, from the city. The Mariners have a ton of success lately. They got to the ALCS. The Seahawks won the Super Bowl. So the Kraken here trying to get into the playoffs and try not to be the ultimate loser here. And the 3 Seattle teams is down to our right in their defensive end. The Preds still doing a good job to keep the play down there as Haula from behind the goal played it up to the right boards. It's Ufko played it back behind. Haula trying a center, goes off the back of the net. Now he'll backhand it up the far wall, but Freddie Goodrow's there to get it before it came to Perbix. Now on the left side, here's Kakko, a rare third period shift for him as he's been nowhere to be seen for Lane Lambert's team, as now he's going behind the net. The puck's up to the far point where it's controlled by Stevenson. Far wall, now here's Goodrow. A shot, save, and on the doorstep is Kakko. It's free up the far wall, held in by Stevenson. 5:20 to go. Third period, Kraken with their first shot on goal in almost 10 minutes, and that's all they'll get as the Predators send it back out to center and change, and now a hand pass is going to be whistled with 5:15 remaining in the third period. We'll step aside one last time. We'll see if the Kraken tie when we return or if the Predators hang on and tie them with 71 points in the standings. Just over 5 minutes remain in regulation time. Predators lead the Kraken 2-1 with a pivotal 2 points on the line in the Western Conference. My name is Jaric Rubel. Glad you're with me here on the Ultimate Sports Media YouTube page. You've seen a lot of me. I've been live the last 3 days, live 4 out of the last 5, as it's been a fun run here in the month of March as I'm gearing up for the Stanley Cup playoffs. They begin in less than 1 month officially. Today's the 19th of March. It begins the 18th of April right here on the Ultimate Sports Media YouTube page. Face-off at center, going to be controlled by the Preds with the face-off win that's snapped in by Josi. Around to the near corner of the Kraken goal, it goes to our right. It's going to be played by Beniers for Seattle. Trying to spin free of Evangelista, got the puck to the far wall for Montour. Up it goes for Eberle. Crisscrosses through center, near wall Evans into the Predator zone with a high shot, shoulder save made by Annunen. Rebound to Evans, far wall. Up top, Montour near side. Down low, here's Beniers, a shot that deflected down to the goal line. Beniers ends up locating, coming out of the far corner with it. Up top, Riker Evans faked the shot. Now did a save made by Annunen. Rebound in the slot. Grabbed by Evangelista. Backhanded one up high. And it gets to the red line. Going to be controlled now by Evans. Has Stamkos in his kitchen, but was able to play it away from him. Now Montour near wall. Tried to hit McMahon with a pass. Couldn't. Now it's a down and outer on the near side over the Kraken line. Marshall Show dropped it. Grabbed by O'Reilly. A turnaround shot and a save by DeCord. And he'll take a whistle as that one came right on his glove side. And he was able to keep it out on the short side. And it's still 2-1 Nashville here with 4:18 remaining in this third period. Perfect down and outer pass from the near side in his own zone by Nick Perbix. And it was grabbed down by Marshall Show over the Kraken line on the right wing side. And a good opportunity set up for O'Reilly at the near circle. But Joey DeCord able to keep it out. The Kraken trying to generate some offense with this top line at the other end. McMahon, Beniers, and Eberle, they've been good. Just unable to get past Annunen here in this third period. So face off to DeCord's left following his 24th save of the game. He stopped 24 of 26 Predator shots thus far, as it'll be Stevenson in for the draw for the Kraken against Matthew Wood. Stevenson wins it clean. The Kraken are out the center. McCann lofted it to the far wall into the Predator zone. Capo Caco will go after it. Tried to drop it for McCann, but he was parking to cover at the blue line, so the Predators end up grabbing it and getting out. Forsberg will wrist it down the ice, and it'll go around the Kraken goal to the near side. Grabbed by Dunn. Up for McCann. Out to center Larson. In front of the Predator bench, Caco now. Played it beneath the Predator goal line. Larson got there first, now tied up with Haig, lost the puck, touched ahead by Forsberg. Justin Barron now with it on the far wing, put it off the glass, and it goes out of play. No, it doesn't, but a delayed offsides is going to be called. If the Predators touch it, they'll touch up. And now both teams will change with 3:30 remaining in the third period. Kraken need a goal to tie it. Predators looking to tie them in points in the standings with a regulation win. Seattle, though, chipping it back down to the corner to our left on the near side. Going to be around the goal. Josi takes it for Nashville. Does get it out to center. And McMahon will have to reset for the Kraken. Played it back in his own zone for Lindgren. Goes D to D now for Evans. Up the far wall, it's snapped onto the blade and thrown into the Predator zone by McMahon, who goes after it. Now out of the far wall. Trying to get it was Catton. Played away from him. Predators out the center. Pass now finds Josi, who chips it in on the near side. He heads to change. Behind the Kraken goal, it's going to be grabbed by Evans. Back out of the near corner, he sends it up the left wing boards. McMahon across, Eberle grabs it. Far wing over the Predator line. To the far corner, he goes against Haig. Haig whacked it up the wall, not out. Beniers got it. A shot there in the slot got cut off and didn't make it to the net. And now the Predators will send it out on the near side. 2:30 left in this third period. Dunn parks behind the Kraken net again. Starts a breakout over the logo. That passes on the stick of McCann over the Predator line in the slot. Getting a turn around is Eberle. Puck now thrown out, now out by Stamkos as the Kraken do keep it, and they're going to take the goalie off for the extra attacker. Out is Decord. The Predators grab a puck, try to throw it the other way as Evangelista. It's gloved by Stevenson, so no icing as it rolls into the Kraken zone. Punched back up the far wall to Montour. Montour now will leave it back behind in the final 2 minutes for Chandler Stevenson. Through center, he comes with the extra attacker now on. Turned it over on the far side. Forsberg sends it to the empty net and scores! Chandler Stevenson with the turnover at center, and Philip Forsberg from the red line makes no mistake and hits the target. Predators' empty net goal makes it 3-1 on Forsberg's third point of the game. So Philip Forsberg with this 3-point game now has him up to 25 points in his last 22 games. That's 14 goals and 11 assists for the Swede as he ices this game for the Predators. As the Pred faithful all stand on their feet at Bridgestone Arena and go on with their cell block 303 chants that have been ringing through Bridgestone Arena for over a decade now. So 104 seconds remain in this one. The Predators going to come away with 2 points and tie the Kraken in the standings for at least a couple of hours. At the moment, the Sharks could beat the Buffalo Sabres, or just get a point from them and tie everyone at 71 in the standings as well. Or the Kings can come out with a victory against the Philadelphia Flyers. They would overtake both the Kraken and the Predators with a point of any kind. So we'll see what happens in the late slate. But for now, the Predators, who are eyeing another empty net, have a try from O'Reilly, won't get it on net, are going to come away with 2 points in this one. McMahon does get a puck out the center, and it's Berkeley Catton over the Predator line. Having trouble with it, though, as Shea from behind the goal fed it to Josi off the near glass. He sends it, and it gets as far as the Predator blue line. Now it'll come back to Leheru, who sends it into Kraken ice in the final 50 seconds of this one. Seattle still trying to get these 2 goals as up the near left wing comes Matty Beniers. Beniers now will get it over the Predator line, go after it in the near corner. Tied up now with Nick Hague. Hague trying to get it out. It's at somebody's feet. Nobody knows where it's at, as this puck is nowhere to be found, as I think it's caught up in the pant leg of Nick Hague, who's had an interesting game. It just feels like he's had a bunch of random conversations throughout the night. And now the puck is lodged in his skate, it looks like. Yeah, it's under his left skate, as it's in between the base of the shoe and then the skate blade itself. It's really stuck in there, too, as they could not get it out, as they're trying to hit sticks and poke at it and everything. But that puck is stuck inside that left skate of Nick Hague. And I don't know what they're going to have him do. He's going to head over to the bench now as they're going to have to try and lodge that out. And I don't know if they're going to just drop the puck. There it goes. Now it's knocked out of the skate. It happened before he got to the bench, as shares a laugh with his Predator teammates. And we'll see if he stays out on the ice or if he heads to the bench, as it seems like the Kraken might have taken a timeout as well just now, as both teams are huddling at the benches. So we'll wait this one out here in the final few seconds of tonight's game. Again, you won't hear from me until Sunday, when the Lightning and Flames go head-to-head in Calgary, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, 7 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. Mountain Time start for that one. And again, college basketball all week on here with Matthew Owen, Seth Eves, and Josh Taylor, as that'll be March Madness coverage from 12 p.m. tomorrow, or I should say 1 p.m. tomorrow, as the start times are different tomorrow, all the way through the end of the night. Virginia versus Wright State at 1:50, Tennessee versus Miami at 4:25, then UCLA UCF at 7:25, UConn versus Furman at 10 p.m. All those times said are Eastern Daylight Time. So 30.8 seconds remain. The Kraken timeout has gone by the wayside, as they have an ozone draw coming up here to the right of Annunen. Stevenson against Stamkos for this draw. Again, the net empty for the Kraken. Off the tie-up, it's played right on net. Annanen's just going to have to cover that, as Shea couldn't field it cleanly. And now another face-off coming up, 27.3 remaining in this game. So we'll see if the Kraken could try and give any life to this game. If they could get one here in the next 7 to 10 seconds, maybe you could get me to think, but it's going to have to be a quick strike if they want any shot. So it'll be Haula against Stevenson to the right of Annunen for this draw. Off the tie-up, Stevenson pulled it back. Montour across to Dunn. Now far circle. McCann in front. Stevenson's tip went wide. Final 20 of this game. Behind the Predator goal. Eberle tried to play it in front. It got blocked. Montour centered in the slot. It goes. Shea backhands one up. Not out. Forsberg has it now as he played it ahead. And now an empty net chance. Haula backhander goes wide. Final 7 as the Kraken will clear it back out the center. Time will run out. And the Predators have earned the 2 points here tonight. And they're all even in the standings with the Kraken at 71. So Justus Annunen comes in on short notice for the Predators and delivers a good game in the blue paint, as he holds the Kraken to just 1 goal in this one, as he stops 26 of 27 shots thrown his way. And the Predators, on the back of Philip Forsberg's 3-point night, tie the Kraken in the Western Conference wild card race. So they all come out to greet their goaltender, Justus Annunen. The Predator faithful gives a round of applause here as they celebrate in Bridgestone Arena. A recap of the scoring in tonight's game. Ryan Ufko opened the scoring for the Predators from Brady Shea and Philip Forsberg. Ufko's second career goal, both coming against the Seattle Kraken within a 9-day span. And Freddie Goodrow, the former Predator, got a pretty one set up by Kakko and Stevenson, his 5th of the year. Then Ryan O'Reilly on the power play from Forsberg and Stamkos, his 23rd of the year. Forsberg's second point of the game. Then he got his 30th goal on the season with an empty net marker. And he now is a 30-goal scorer yet again in his NHL career. So the Predators win it 3-1. Over the Kraken. They're all even in the West standings at 71 points apiece. And that'll do it for 3 games in 3 days for me here on the channel. I'll be off till Sunday, but Matt's got the workload cut out for him now, as I am going to ask all of you still remaining in the stream to head on over and watch his stream of Illinois and Penn State. It's going on right now. March Madness coverage going on every time you open your eyes, it feels like. So go check out Matthew Owen's coverage. It's his 4th game of the day. He deserves the love, as he is grinding throughout this tournament, and it's only day number 1. So on the ice, the Predators, again, they win it 3-1 over the Seattle Kraken. They're tied for the final playoff spot out west at the moment. We'll see what the Sharks and Kings do later tonight. But for now, that is how it stands in the Western Conference. Again, my name is Jaric Rubel. I'll talk to you all on Sunday from the Saddle Dome in Calgary as the Flames host the Tampa Bay Lightning on the heels of a back-to-back, as they'll be in Edmonton the day before that game. So again, Jonas Johansson probably starts in the blue paint for Tampa. Could be a high-scoring affair. If you like goals, be sure to come on over here to the Ultimate Sports Media YouTube page. Again, my name is Jaric Rubel. Preds win it 3-1. Head on over and watch Matthew Owens call Illinois and Penn State for the Ultimate Sports Media Network March Madness coverage.